What is up, my buttery biscuits? Y'all, I am pre-filming, so you guys are gonna see me in the same clothes and the same apology. If you guys watched my first video of the week about Daisy Marquez, you guys already know the apology that I'm about to come through with. They are doing construction next door and they are sawing and drilling, and it is really, really loud. I'm gonna try my hardest to edit it out, but I do wanna let you guys know, in case you guys did not see that Daisy Marquez video, that I was like, yo, it's been a hot minute since I've apologized about anything, so I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear the complaints. I don't wanna hear it on the Reddit forums. People telling me like, oh my gosh, he apologizes too much. It's so annoying. I'm like, oh my god, and you're annoying. Do you know what bothers me too is when people complain about complainers, then you're also complaining. Like, do you get that? Do you know what I mean? And like, if you're complaining about me apologizing, it could really be the same type of thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's annoyance, and complaining is annoyance. I don't know if you guys could hear the song right now, y'all. It is so loud. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Oh, also, you know what's really crazy? I feel like within my neighborhood is like everyone and their mom is turning their houses into like duplexes and triplexes and stuff. And I'm like, damn, y'all, California is crazy. I was looking just on like Zillow to look for like a studio apartment, and in Long Beach, y'all, you're looking at $1,500 for a studio. Not even a one bedroom. $1,500 in the ghetto. I'm like, I just can't. Anyways, that has nothing to do with this video. Obviously, as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about Mikayla Nogueria and this whole bronzer drama, because Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield called her out, as well as Bethenny Frankel from the Real Housewives of New York City commented on this too. I'm like, damn, this internet blew up that everyone and their mom is talking about it. I just kind of thought it was like something that, like, you know, us little drama channels would be talking about, but we got big people talking about it, and a lot of people are really upset about it. As you guys know, I was very 50-50 about it. Just letting you guys know before going into this, I was like, honestly, I completely understand where he's coming from, but then he is coming off a little bit, you know, self-entitled, and he is expecting a little bit too much here, especially that this is not a contract. You know what I mean? It's not an obligation of hers, but then also she dropped the ball. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you guys a brief context. I will not be playing the old TikToks within today's video. I will be playing the new clips from the canceled podcast, as well as Bethenny Frankel's TikTok within today's video, but I will give you guys a brief summary in case you guys don't know the full story. Also, too, before we jump into today's video, do not forget to check out my podcast. I am so sorry, but this is probably, you know what's really crazy? I feel like my podcast is taking off faster than my travel channel, and I have put the most out of any social media thing that I have done before. I have put the most work into my travel channel, and I feel like my podcast is taking off like way faster than my travel channel, which is crazy because yes, I get it. Like, obviously I started off within the beauty space and the commentary space, so it makes sense to have a podcast, you know what I mean? But I put so much work into my travel channel, like genuinely, like, yo, I'd be taking like 40 hours to edit one single video on that. You know what I mean? But the podcast is linked down below, as well as my travel channel. Make sure you guys go show some love over there. Make sure you guys check out the podcast though, for sure. Like, I feel like it's just kind of lit over there, and it's low-key hilarious. Once again, it is not for the lighthearted, okay? I'm just letting you guys know, like, we are totally unfiltered over there, and whatever comes out of our mouth comes out of our mouth. Like, honestly, me and my friend are just at this point in society where we are so over everything, and we both have been walking on eggshells for years, and we're like, we're tired of it. Do you know what I mean? Anything that you say can offend somebody. Me calling myself fat offends people. Me calling myself the F word offends people. I'm like, I am over it. Like, I'm literally over it. People get offended over me calling myself dumb. Like, they're, oh my gosh, there's people out there that are dumber than you. Don't call yourself dumb. Don't call yourself fat. There are people that are fatter. Imagine how they feel. I'm like, oh my god, I'm over it. So anyways, our podcast is a hot mess. Just letting you guys know. So go show some love over there. Let's go ahead and get into it. So before we jump into what Bethenny Frankel and Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield have to say about Michaela, I do want to give you guys a brief little summary right here. Now, once again, go ahead and take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, as you guys know, I did make a full video about this. It was very long because I was playing Michaela's TikToks, as well as I was playing, I want to say his name was Matthew. I kept calling him Steven. I want to say I played all of his TikToks too. That was a more thorough, in-depth video. This is literally just a brief, in a nutshell summary, so that way you guys know some context before watching these videos to see what they had to say about it. That's mainly what we're focusing on. So if you guys did not see, this guy Matthew owns his own bronze company. It's called a self-tanner company. It's called Illusion Bronze, and he had basically got his idea ripped off, which I had said I thought his idea was great. I think it makes perfect sense, to basically where you would go online, you would take this test, you would enter in your eye color, your skin tone, or your undertone, I should say, your hair color, so that way you can match up to your perfect bronzer. And these are like custom created formulas for your skin tone that make sure you don't look orange. Well, as soon as he saw that a bigger company, somebody said the name of the company in my last video too, and I completely forgot it. But this company had came about and basically stole his idea and ripped him off. And it was just kind of like a really, really shitty thing to do, being that he is obviously a small business starting out his company. And this was his idea first, his concept first. And he basically did show receipts of that as well too. So as soon as he saw that this company was taking off for their idea and that they were sponsoring other influencers, TikTokers, to do their like little online tests and then do a review of the tanner, he saw, oh my gosh, like my business is completely going to go to shit now because this bigger company has the money to pay influencers for, you know, product reviews as well as pay for advertising, and he didn't have that type of budget. So he did reach out to Michaela and he did send her a bottle, and he was like, look, I would really appreciate it if you could help me out with my business. And she ended up doing a review of the competition. So he had thought that it was directly like targeted towards him, like, okay, this is shady. I just made this video talking trash about this company, and this company completely stole my idea. I reached out to Michaela, and then after that, Michaela is doing a review of this product. Well, he ended up making a video about it. Michaela ended up reaching out to him and saying, hey, like, contact me. They exchanged numbers, and she had said that she was going to be doing a review of his product, that she had no ill intent behind doing a review of that brand. So she had said, hey, I'm going to do a posting of this, basically kind of like gave him her word and said, I'm going to go ahead and do a review of this, and I'm going to post it tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. Tomorrow came. It never popped off. He took out a $10,000 loan to make sure that he had, you know, products on the shelf to be able to deal with a high capacity of orders. The reason for that being is because Michaela did make a video before in the past stating, hey, like, it sucks that I'm doing like, you know, indie reviews, and it's making their companies look really bad because as soon as I do a review of a indie brand, they don't have the staff as well as the product as well as just the manpower to be able to push out all these orders. So it's making the company look bad. So she felt kind of bad for doing that. So he had remembered she made that video, and he said, I'm going to take out this $10,000 loan to make sure we have help and to make sure we have product. And as soon as he was like ready to sell these products, she never posted the review. So then he ended up making a expose basically of saying she said that she was going to do this and kind of like blaming her for the $10,000, you know, loss, you know. But in my personal opinion, I want to say this, and I've said this over and over again. I feel like when you take out this loan, you don't know if she would have gave you a good review. You don't know if products would have sold. I think that there are people out there, like you could even say like James Charles and Jeffree Star, like the or Nikki Tutorials, you know, the most followed people out there who have a really like core fan base. They can promote a product and it could not sell. You just don't know what's going to pop off and what's going to catch the consumer's eye. Do you know what I mean? So I think him blaming her for the 10 grand was just completely out of pocket in my personal opinion, because I really do think that she could have said, hey, I'm going to make a review of this and not liked the product, you know? And I think that that's totally fine. Like, she's not obligated to like the product. So I don't know why he's blaming her for that, because let's just go ahead and keep it real. What if she did post a review, and what if it was a negative review and he didn't get any sales for that? That's not her fault. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, I feel too, and it's really crazy because I'll go ahead and play first Bethenny Frankel's, because I feel like she did bring up a lot of key details as to why, you know, you don't really know how this was gonna go, so you can't be coming on here blaming her. But it was a learning lesson, I feel, for Michaela as well for him, because it's like you can't sit here and rely on other people, but then Michaela can't be passing out her word. So go ahead and check out Bethenny Frankel's TikTok right here.
The Michaela bronzer guy situation has me thinking about fool's gold, and how people think that someone's going to post about you or you're going to be on TV and your whole life and your whole business is going to change. I went on The Apprentice, and I remember calling my cookie baking partner and being like, oh my God, I'm going to be on The Apprentice. We need to manufacture so many cookies. This is going to explode. It's network television. And it was 11 million viewers, which right now would be astronomical. It was a failure then, but now it would be crazy. And guess what? I went on television and nothing happened. We didn't sell a ton of cookies. I, years ago, had the fastest growing liquor brand in history. And I thought when I went on my daytime talk show, oh my God, it's network television now. It's not cable. We're in the big time now. Everything's going to move like you can't believe. And guess what? The needle didn't really move. Not on all my products, on my cocktails, on my dressings, on my popcorn. It's harder than you think. Business is harder than you think. So while it's amazing that Michaela said that in the next couple of days she was going to post about your product, probably not knowing that she might have a conflict with another product, or that the people representing her, because her time is so valuable, that's valuable airtime, that she can't justify doing a post just about that product. It would be so not financially responsible in her business, or she may not love the product. It may not have felt honest to her after doing further research. But the bottom line is anything can happen in a courtroom and anything can happen in business. So it can be exciting to think things are about to pop off, but spending $10,000 ahead of an event is on you. There are no guarantees in business. It's on your own back. Even if it's in writing, you can still get fucked. If you want to be an entrepreneur, pull up your big girl and boy panties and rely on yourself and nobody else.
As you can see from right there, I'm sorry, in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion, I feel like she brought up some really key details. And I think that if I was in Matthew's position, I understand why he did what he did, but at the same time too, you can't expect things, especially from a stranger, like you don't know them. I don't know if you guys know this, but before, when I was doing my Fat Bitch Friday looks, I had got hit up by Food Network. They were gonna bring me onto Food Network, and I was actually doing like a segment of doing my makeup based upon a donut. They originally wanted to do, I think it was Frito-Lay at first. They wanted me to do a makeup look based on Frito-Lay. And y'all, I bought all these products specifically to do a donut look because Frito-Lay didn't give them the clearance to use Frito-Lay. So I went out and I did this whole entire like tutorial basically that they were going to feature on their show. Y'all, it took me hours. I went out to buy sprinkles. I went out to buy like the little pearls. I went out to buy like donut glitter. I fully customized I'm not exaggerating. I fully customized a donut, like made all this like, you know, like design on it and then did the design on my face, and they never featured me on the show. And I have to tell you guys, like I never even commented about that because I was just like, well, damn, you know, I put in so much work into that because I did obviously have so many tutorials before based upon like Frito-Lay and like just different types of chips and snacks, you know what I mean? But they specifically didn't have the clearance, so I had to do this extra work just to be on Food Network, and they never put me on there. You know what I mean? I never made like an expose about it. I understand they couldn't fit into the segment, or they didn't want to fit into the segment, whatever. You know what I mean? I just feel like at the end of the day, sometimes things just don't pan out. And I don't know, this whole new culture, I feel like of like getting online and just like bashing people and doing all this and that, it's just a little bit much for me personally, because I just think in life, sometimes things just don't work out, you know? That's just my opinion on it. That's why I kind of do agree with Bethenny Frankel. But on the flip side, Brooke Schofield actually feels the opposite. Like she's kind of like side-eyeing Michaela and looking at her dirty, like as in like she's fully to blame in this. And once again, I want to say this before I play their clip. I want to say I fully understand Michaela should not have said, I'm going to post it tomorrow. I think that that was just a huge mistake on her behalf. She never should have promised him that. She never should have said that. To be quite honest with you, she shouldn't have said that she's even going to do a review of it. If she wanted to do it, she should have just did it and that's it. Do you know what I mean? I understand, obviously, hey, maybe she told him I'm going to do a review so that way he can, you know, ramp up production and get some products on the shelf to, you know, fulfill orders. I get that. But also too, like, how are you not going to come through for 4 months? Do you know what I mean? She had her role in it. I just think that like he can't blame her for all of this. Do you know what I mean? But once again, though, we have different opinions here. And I feel like I agree with Bethenny Frankel. And, you know, obviously I had this opinion before I made my video and I was like, well, he can't be blaming her for that. You know what I mean? Michaela was in the wrong in the aspect of she shouldn't have made these, you know, empty promises over here. But then also at the same time too, she wasn't contractually obligated to do that. But anyways, I want you guys to see what Brooke Schofield has to say this on the canceled podcast with Tana Mongeau, because it's kind of a different opinion, because she's like, I don't know about Michaela. So go ahead and check this out.
Ooh. And when Michaela promotes a product, it sells out crazy, and like small businesses sometimes can't handle it because they get thousands and thousands and thousands of orders.
Fucking love that telescopic mascara.
So when she said like, hey, I'm posting the video tomorrow, he took out a loan to buy $10,000 worth of product so that he would be prepared for the volume of orders that he was expecting to get.
I want to cry.
He, you know, orders the $10,000 worth of product. She never posts the video, obviously, but she does post in a self-tan, and it looks fucking horrible. Okay. It's like the worst tan you've ever seen. And he like messages her and was like, hey, like, did something go wrong? Like, you're only supposed to leave it on for like an hour or two. And she responds and she's like, yes, I used it. I loved it. I slept in it for 12 hours. And he was like, you're not supposed to do that. Turns out she got a spray tan. She didn't even use the product.
How do we know that?
Because
did the spray tan person come forward too? Like, I love this lore.
I don't know how, like, I don't want to fuck it up. But so then he reached out to her again and tells her like, listen, I ordered this much product because I was expecting the video and then you didn't post it. So like, could you please post it? And she's like, yes, I'm posting it tomorrow. Still never posts it. This has been like months and months and months of like communication back and forth. And she's just still never posted the video. So now he posted a video about it and it's gone super viral. But I don't know about her these days.
Ending with I don't know about her these days was honestly
I'm really
like,
serious because
cinematic.
I've always been her biggest fan, and that is like so slimy to me.
So there you have it. I feel like this is kind of pretty much the internet. You know what I mean? I feel like there is one side that's kind of like, oh, okay, this is not Michaela's fault. There's another side that is like, okay, no, this is Michaela's fault. I feel like at the end of the day, she made her mistake, but I just don't think that she should be labeled as in she caused me to go $10,000 in debt. I'm like, okay, would you have blamed her for the $10,000 of debt if she didn't sell any product? What if she made that review and like for some reason the algorithm didn't pick it up on TikTok? And what if she only got 1,000 views on it? You just don't know how these things are gonna go, you know? I feel like there's so many factors that could have went into it, like her having a negative review, the algorithm not picking it up. Hey, maybe it's wintertime and nobody wants self-tanner right now. Do you know what I mean? There's just so many things that could go into it. And I think that him starting off the video of like, Michaela made me go $10,000 in debt. I'm like, okay, you're being a bit much, in my opinion. But hey, hopefully they both learned from this. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.